Okay, quick run through of the controls here. So I have got a, excuse the state of the desk, but I have got a locomotive here. Right, so if we come back, so the arrow keys control your view around the engine. So right, left, zoom out, zoom in. To go up and down, you hold down control and press down and up. Or if you want to go back between the vehicles individually, you can press left and right while holding control and it will go down the whole train. 2 will take you to the front of the train, which it considers this to be the front. And 3 will take you to the back, considered to be back some at the rear of the train, so to go to there. Okay, so that's your views. Also, you can also use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out, and your mouse key to move around. You have to right click to do that. Okay, so obvious ones that we all want to do first: the whistle. Now, some engines like this one will have a second whistle. That's B, or a bell, and it's B. Not all locos will have that. Sometimes B activates what's called legacy mode or realistic mode. Legacy mode is how I'm going to demonstrate driving an engine to you initially, and we'll get you going. The Flying Scotsman you get with the game should drive in legacy mode by default. Okay, so W is your forward gear, so prod that until the number here goes all the way through to 100%, and then you've got these things here called cinder cocks, and you press C and that closes and opens those. See, the steam usage rate goes up because basically what they do is that's a drain cock here in the cylinders. Could have chosen a better engine to do rather than one with inside cylinders, but basically as it stands like this, water condenses in there. Steam condenses into water in there, and because water doesn't compress particularly well, that causes a cylinder explosion. So there is that. Okay, right, so I'm just going to do this one quickly just for your Flying Scots and your basic engines. I'll do a proper video, because obviously this will give you the same controls, but with a video just sort of demonstrating how to drive a realistic one. So anyway, so just for this legacy one here. So to get it moving out, I need to go backwards, obviously. Right, so first off, we want to load our passengers. So the doors are already open here. So they're going to spring open again because I just activated. So you press T for that one. That's T to interact with stations, and also to fill tenders with water and coal, or diesel locomotives with fuel. You go to the appropriate fuel point. As here's a water crane just here. So you bring the tender in line with that, press T, and that'll swing out. Okay. On your little F3 map, so press F3, you can see here there's an interactive point there. That's the fuel point, whereas this is the station symbol. So F3 does that one. F2 lets you save. F4 brings a more comprehensive one up, which is, this gets called the Fisher-Price control thing. You've got your brakes and things here. Can be used, but I mainly use it for coupling and uncoupling, which is down here. Okay, just point this one out. So that's the number at the top is how much coal is left and how much water is left. This represents how much the firebox percentage-wise is full and the boiler is full. So the firebox has got 54% full of coal, and the tender is 81% full of water. Flying Scotsman, I think, has a 4.5 or 5,000 gallon tender, so you shouldn't have to worry about water on most of your trips. So get rid of that one. So to get this one up here, that's F5. So you press F5 once, it brings up one half. Press again, you get both half. I like to drive with both because then I can see how much is in my brake pressure when we go to the brakes in a minute and stuff. So we've pressed T. Our carriage doors are shut. Some carriages actually give you a little guard's whistle to say, you know, you're right away driver. So we are ready to depart now. We're allowed to depart now. We've got a green signal even down there. So okay. So first thing we want to do is check our cylinder cocks are open because we've been standing, which they are. Good. Next, we want to make sure our reverser is in rear. So I press S, and that lowers that down to 100%. Give it maximum gear. Think of it, it's like gears in a car, so let's put it in first, essentially, okay? Right, now I want to get the brakes off. So you can see here, it's currently brakes are self-lap. See if I can just get that on a better background. Yeah, the self-lap, you can see that, yeah? Okay. That means that the pressure's just been held to keep the brake pressure where it is. And the brake pressure cylinder pipe on this is 24.1 inches. Now, some go to 21, some go to 25. This one goes to 25. But to release the brakes, it's this key here. And you should hear the ejector open on this engine. You won't hear that on all engines, but you should hear the ejector open to mean it's releasing. So there we are, that's the sound of the ejector. And you can see now that that's increased to 25 and it's on full release. So what you want to do is now you want to press this key and bring it back up to running. I just like using 42 because Hitchhiker's Guide. But as long as you're on the running thing, you should be fine. And when you apply the brakes, it's the same key again. But then when you want to bring it back down using the one you used to release the brakes. So when you apply, press that one to apply, you'll see the brake pipe pressure dropping. When you want to go up to where you want it to, don't just slam the brakes on because you will come to an emergency stop. Then use that one just to bring it down. You might just tap it down to self-lapped or running, depending on what the loco's got. Okay, so our brakes are released. Beware, some stations are on a hill. We were lucky here at Bridge North. That's the safety valve just lifting, don't worry about that. Now, operates a bit different on this, but obviously you want your headlamp on to show front and rear of the train. So there's our headlamp. That's just H. Press H to cycle through that. Sometimes it'll put it on the front and back as well. And it also gives you the end of train tail lamp. Okay, so like the engine here, just this one here. If I was using that one, I'd just keep pressing H and you get all sorts of different codes up here. Express is one on there, and local passenger is one up there. The main ones you have to worry about, really. I mean, it doesn't have to be just one, it's just making it more realistic. So our headlamp's set, our brakes are off, cylinder cock's open, and we're in reverse. So now we press A to start opening the regulator. Now I usually go up to about 50-odd%, 34-50%. Give a whistle, see before we leave, when to give one before we leave. And it's underway. Now, depending on how long you've been standing for, usually once this noise changes of the cylinder cocks, you can press C to close them. So if you want to have a look inside the cab, it's number 1 on the keyboard. And you can use your mouse to look around there. Some engines you use the arrow key and you press right. You can look out the window on the other side. Left to go back. Okay. So back inside again. 5 gives you a passenger view, 4 gives you a drive-by view. It's not always great. Sometimes it's this one, I don't like that one particularly. Okay. So you notice that the speed's not actually increasing now. So what you do is actually press the opposite direction. So if you press S button in reverse and you're going in reverse like I am, I need to press W to bring the reverser back forwards again. So you tap that down and you just basically bring that in, and that's like going up a gear in your car, where it makes the engine more efficient. So push about there. We want to do about 25 miles an hour on this line. So basically you play with that. It's a case of just playing with it to see where you get your happiest with. But think of it a bit like the jet exhaust on a jet fighter. You know how it expands and contracts to increase and decrease the pressure around the exhaust, around the throat, to get more or less thrust. But there we are, it's a simple crash course. Okay, hope that helps.